What's good, YouTube? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? All right, today we're gonna do a video. We're gonna break it down, and we're gonna break down from the beginning to the end of the breeding process to having your pups and getting your pups to a new home. Um, First of all, before we get started, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. If you have not hit that bell notification button, please do so you know the next time we drop a video. And at the end of this video, if you like this video, please comment. Please like this video. Let's get this video up to 20 likes. Yeah, let's do that. Let's try to get this video up to 20 likes. So today we're going to talk about the process of breeding and getting your dogs to a new home. You know, that's a wide window. All right. So for those of you that don't know, you got two ways to do it: breeding, AI, or natural tie. This is just a breakdown for people that may not know. Natural ties mean the dogs do it themselves and they get stuck together. Listen, once those dogs are stuck together, you want to make the female and the male as comfortable as possible and allow them to disconnect when he has lost his little mojo. All right? So when his mojo go down, then and only then will they unlock. Do not, I repeat, do not under any circumstances try to pull them apart, or do not under any circumstances leave the female and let her get uncomfortable and do what they call a gator roll. Y'all ever seen a gator roll after they hook something? Well, if the female do that or you try to pull them apart, you will destroy that male's mojo for the rest of his life. So be mindful of that. And then you got the AI. The AI is where you get someone to pull the male semen, insert it into the female. That's the first step. All right, second step is you have 56 to 62 days before those puppies hit the ground. Now, reverting back to the first step, most people that do AIs do it in 3 increments. You do know before we're going back to step 1, because I wanted to put that 56 to 62 days in. So most people that do AIs do it on like the 8th day or the 9th day, the 11th and the 13th day. They skip those. Why? Because the male semen sits in the female for 4 days, right? You should do a progesterone, tell you when the girl is ovulating at the most. That's what you should do. But most breeders do 9th, 11th, and 13th, or 8th, 10th, and 12th day to give themselves the best chance of her getting pregnant, right? Here at L.O.B. Kennels, we will not be breeding the 9th, 11th, and 13th, or the 8th, 10th, and 12th, no more. And the reason being is because my last litter with Nubs, we bred her like that, spaced out days in between, and we could not pinpoint the exact date when she was due unless you do a reverse progesterone or you just do, and that's really the only way of reverse progesterone, right? So I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to get a progesterone test done the day that I think she's ovulating at her highest or she's ready. And when she's ready from the progesterone test, I'm going to hit her that morning, that evening, and that night. And I'm going to stop it right there. That gives me one exact due date, right? Either she's going to take or she's not. That gives me that one exact due date. When you do it 9th day, 11th day, 13th day, you have 3 unofficial due dates. So your dog can be due on the, let's just say, a Friday or a Sunday or a Tuesday. And that's hard to fathom because you're steady taking the temperature, and then her temperature drops Saturday night. And if she's an American Bully or a French Bulldog, you gotta take her in and get a C-section. Hey, what is that? That's an emergency C-section. It's Saturday night, 9 o'clock. You gotta come out of pocket with about $2,500 maybe, or better. So we won't be doing that no more. But back to normal schedule. So you got 56 to 62 days before those puppies are coming out. All right? That time frame, you don't know, because Nubs was ready at about 61, 62 days, according to her second breeding. Angel dropped 60 days, according to her first breeding. So you don't know. You have to be prepared. You have to be ready because they can drop at any time. Just because you're taking the temperature doesn't mean it's going to pinpoint it exactly. If she have them naturally, you're looking at anywhere from an hour to 12 maybe. If she's doing a C-section, hey, it's a 15, 20-minute process. In and out, you done. Boom, bam, bam. You know what I mean? So 56 to 62 days is that window, right? All right, now let's go into it. For the once she have the puppies, right? If you do it C-section wise, you need to be at home for the first 72 hours. That is vital. Listen, the first 24 hours, those puppies getting mother milk is vital. I'm gonna say scratch the 24 hours. The first 72 hours, it is imperative that they get mother's milk. If mother is not producing milk, hey, be prepared for the long haul. You need bottles. You need a partner because there is no sleep in that process. You got to get up every 2 hours and bottle feed those babies. And if they're not taking bottle, you got to go a step further and tube feed. You want to know how to do all that? That's another video, all right? But um, I'm sorry, I lost train of thought. But when those puppies get out, the first 4 weeks, first 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks, they need to be with mother every 2 hours. As they get older, like me, first week they with mother every 2 hours. Bam, 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 bam. Second week, every 2.5 hours. Bam, bam, bam. Third week, every 3 hours. Bam, bam, bam. The fourth and fifth week, third between the second and a half and third and fourth week, they start letting you know they get hungry. They're crying all the time and stuff like that. So then you know, right? So you know if you got mother separated from them to put mother back. And sometimes you have to do that because mom is not always knowing that she's going to sit on a pup, and that could cause, suffocation. And I left something out, you guys. I'm sorry, I left something out. But with the puppies and whelping and all of that stuff, be sure, be sure when you get your puppies out, if the vet don't do it, you take the time to do it. Put those puppies on mother nipple while she is incapacitated under 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 sedation from the C-section. Make sure you do that, right? Make sure you do that. All right. So now, at 3.5 weeks, right at 4 weeks, maybe 4.5. It's just depending on the puppy. You have to pay attention to your pup because every pup is different. When you see those puppies up, moving, they got their balance, then and only then, when you see they're up, they're moving, they're running around, they got their balance, is when you know, okay, now it's time to start decreasing the time with mother and start to make puppy mush. I will do a video on how to make puppy mush. Everybody has their different ways. I have 3-week-old puppies in there, 3-week-old puppies in there that needs to be put on puppy mush in the next week and a half. So I'm gonna drop a video on that. About 3.5, 4 weeks old, 5 weeks. When you see those puppies start to get their balance, they're starting to move on their own. You see them visual. That's when you start making puppy mush. You should be feeding them at 4.5, 5 weeks. They should be getting puppy mush 3-4 times a day and mother's milk at night. At 4.5 weeks, going into the 5th week, you need to be separating puppies from mother. When you separate puppies from mother, and why do you separate the puppies from the mother? Because if you don't, mother is going to get agitated. Those little teeth then grew in, and they just sinking into her nipples, and they hurt. It hurts. If you ever let one of them little jokers prick your finger, you're going to be like, oh yeah, I ain't dealing with this. That stuff hurts, man. I don't care what nobody say. All right? So listen, and when you see mother start getting agitated about 4.5, 5 weeks, you need to separate mom from puppies. The longer mom stays away from the puppies, the quicker her milk dries up. The more the puppies suck on mom, the longer the milk and the more it produces and produces and produces more and more milk, right? But for 4.5 weeks, you should separate mom from puppies, meaning that hey, if you got the puppies out in the house running around, mom don't need to be out running around with them. All right, you're gonna have to eat that bullet, man. You have to separate them, and the reason being is because at 5.5, 6 weeks, 6 weeks old, those puppies should be eating soft kibble or mush or whatever you may feed your dog at that time at 6.5 weeks old. All right, 7, 8 weeks old, 6 weeks old. Oh, wait, let me start. I'm sorry. Go back. 3.5 weeks old, right at 3.5, 4 weeks. If they've been sucking off mother nipple, they need to be dewormed. But if you've been bottle feeding the pups or tube feeding the pups, you can deworm them as you can wait to about the 5th week. I wouldn't go past the 5th week without deworming them. But I'm just saying, 3 weeks with mom milk, 4 or 5 weeks without mom milk. But at 5 weeks old, separate the puppies from mom. Mom goes in her cage, puppies go where they go. Hey, you let the puppies out, you put them up, you let mom out. And I know it's a lot of work, but that's what you have to do. That's part of it. Now, someone asked in one of the comment sections, and I told them I'd drop this video today, so that's what I'm gonna do. About how would mom react? Would mom have a reaction from her puppies leaving? No, mom will not have no reaction, and I'm gonna tell you the reason why. Right around about 8 to 9 weeks, yeah, mom know that's her puppies, but mom can also sense and understand that the puppies know how to fend for themselves. So mom have a sense of knowing that the puppies are older, they're not sucking on her no more. She knows those are her puppies, but she has a sense to let them be free. She has that sense. It's just a natural sense that she knows, okay, these are my puppies. They can do on their own. After mom haven't seen the puppies in so long, she's gonna it's not even there no more. She probably don't even remember that they're her puppies. You know what I mean? So because they say a dog only remembers for 4 seconds or so. I have to read up on that. Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that. I don't know everything. I know a lot, but not everything. Don't quote me on that. But I do know when daughter and mom dog gets back together, you don't see them just overexcited to see each other. They have to sniff it out. They have to figure it out again, each and every time. So to answer that person's question, you know who you are. I can't remember the name of the person that saved my life. But no, mom would have no problem disattaching from her puppies, especially after those little teeth that been grilled into her nipple. She wants them little jokers off. Nubs is already getting that way, and the puppies are only 3.5 weeks old. Alright, so that is the process from the start of your breeding to the end of your breeding. You want to make sure you do all those things that I just talked about. Pause it, listen to it again, rewind it, do what you have to do to understand what I'm saying. If you have any questions, feel free to leave the comments down below. You guys see my number in a multitude of videos. Call me. I'll tell you what I know. And we're gonna go from there. You know what I mean? But y'all, this is gonna be a double upload today. We're gonna get 2 videos in, something I've never done in one day, but I'm gonna do it 2 videos. Hey, y'all, stay tuned. Thank you to all my new subscribers and old subscribers. Y'all stay tuned for the 9-week updates on the pups and the 3-week updates on those pups. We still have 6 puppies for sale. Tiny, unfortunately, is off the market. I'm working to get her back up to health and back up to build her confidence up and get rid of some of the stuff she got going on. I'm not sure. If I don't see improvement over the next week, I probably will take her into the vet to see what they can do to help her out. But I'm going to try some home remedy stuff first before I go to the vet to see if I can fix the problem, all right? Stay tuned, guys. 9-week update is coming. I'll show y'all Taney, and I'll show y'all what we're dealing with, and we're going to try to fix it the best way possible. I don't have all the answers, so I will reach out to some people that I know have the answers. Y'all stay tuned. Be blessed. This is Travis L.O.B. Kennels. Peace. We out.